very first episode of the Defunct show. Today we're going to be talking about the rise and crazy rapid fall of Crazy Eddies. The story begins in 1969 with a son and grandson of retailers. Eddie Antar unsurprisingly decided to start his own retail business called Sight and Sound. In this business he was partnered with his father and cousin. Each owned 1/3 of the business. It was located in Brooklyn, New York, and sold consumer electronics at the full retail price. During this time, Eddie Antar earned the nickname Crazy Eddie because of the aggressive sales techniques he employed. Within 18 months, Sight and Sound was about to go bankrupt, however, so Eddie knew something had to be done. He took over full day-to-day operations and purchased his cousin's stake for $25,000. Then, his most legendary move yet. He cut prices and made everything on sale, which was in violation of fair trade laws, which at that time required all retailers to sell them at the same price. With that being said, the manufacturers instantly stopped selling the Crazy Eddies, so that caused Eddie to just buy from his shady personal contacts. This sometimes caused inventory to be refurbished or used, but then sold as new. Even with that, though, the rebranding and lower prices saved Crazy Eddies. In around 1972, fair trade was outlawed, which further enabled Crazy Eddie to do what he did best: cut prices. From there he began expanding in the New York area by opening more stores and advertising. Crazy Eddie's was doing some advertising on the radio one time in 1972 where Jerry Carroll read the ad and decided to be crazy during the ad. Eddie Antar just so happened to be listening to the radio during that ad, and he loved what he heard. He loved it so much he had Jerry do that every time and become the spokesman for Crazy Eddie's. His advertisements were so successful that in 1973, some studies showed that people of New York City recognized Crazy Eddie's even more than Coca-Cola. In 1974, he enlisted Larry Weiss to write and direct TV and radio ads. These ads would later become advertising classics. Here's an example of an ad written and directed by Weiss and performed by Jerry Carroll.
Beat the heat! Beat the heat with a fan or air conditioner from Crazy Eddie. Get the guaranteed lowest sale prices anywhere on electric fans and air conditioners. It's going to be a long, hot summer, and the prices of electric fans and air conditioners are going to go up with the temperature. So get an electric fan or air conditioner on sale from Crazy Eddie now. Shop around, get the lowest sale prices you can find, then go to Crazy Eddie and he'll beat them. So be cool and beat the heat. See Crazy Eddie now. His prices are insane.
Sales and location numbers continued to climb through the late 70s and early 80s. From 1980 to 1983, profits increased by a whopping 171%. Given all this success, Antar saw that there was only one logical next step: to go public. So in September of 1984, Crazy Eddie's did just that, holding their IPO and issuing shares for $8 each. The stock was immediately one of the hottest ones on the market, and in 1986, Crazy Eddie's had the largest percentage gain of any company on the New York Stock Exchange in 1986. Soon, the stock was up to a whopping $79 a share, just short of 1,000% increase from its IPO price. However, 1987 proved to be a terrible year for Crazy Eddie's. The stock ended up dropping to as low as $5 a share. In April, however, Eddie Antar created a partnership with the billionaire Sam Ellsberg and his family, which would together place a bid of $7 a share to take the company private. However, approximately a week later, an electronics retailer from Houston, Texas, named Elias Zen, would place a bid of $8 a share to take the company private. In August, Zen partnered with the legendary turnaround expert Victor Palmieri, forming the Zen Palmieri Group, while at the same time Eddie's funding fell through. So on November 6th, the Zen Palmieri Group took full control of Crazy Eddie's, paying shareholders $7.50 a share. Then, in March of 1989, Crazy Eddie's announced that they would be closing 17 of their 43 retail stores. And in June, they announced that they would be filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy with hopes of restructuring. However, on October 4th, Crazy Eddie's announced the closure of all remaining locations and the conversion of their bankruptcy from Chapter 11 to Chapter 7. So what happened? How could a company be so successful only to be bankrupt so few years later? To find out, watch part 2. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like for the YouTube algorithm. It helps me so much. And also please subscribe for more retail related content. And once again, thank you for watching. It really does mean a lot.